Alright, spring 2026, let's talk about it. Every season, the returning behemoths soak up all the oxygen, and yeah, fair enough, they earned it. But buried beneath the sequels is a whole stack of brand new anime starting fresh, and some of them are genuinely worth your time. So here are my 10 best non-sequel anime of spring 2026. Daisho era Japan, a cursed onmyoji who hasn't aged for centuries, and a modern schoolgirl yanked backwards through time because she walked through the wrong alley at the wrong moment. Now that's Mao. The newest anime adaptation from Rumiko Takahashi, which, if that name doesn't immediately mean anything to you, is the woman who basically built the romantic supernatural shonen template with Inuyasha, Ranma, and Urusei Yatsura. Her manga's been running since 2019 and the anime's finally landed. I love how Takahashi's work is a folklore that feels lived in with her, not textbook. Mao and Nanoka are both wrestling with the fallout of the same ancient curse, so their partnership carries weight from episode 1 instead of the usual meet cute filler we've seen 100 times. It's slower than her past stuff, more mystery of the week than grand quest, but the pace does suit it. If you grew up on Sunday morning Inuyasha, this'll feel like coming home.
ちょっとこれ先生が渡しといてくれって
ありがとうございます怖
The Ramparts of Ice is a shoujo drama about a high schooler who got bullied badly in middle school and has since built so many emotional walls that her classmates call her the Ice Queen. The show is about 3 kids who start chipping through, one conversation at a time. It's based on Gocha Agasawa's web manga, the same author as You and I Are Polar Opposites, and Studio Kai has gone with a restrained, muted visual style that respects the material instead of dressing it up. Look, this one won't trend, okay? Nothing explodes, but if you've ever been the kid who went quiet in class because going quiet felt safer, you'll know exactly what this show is doing. Netflix has it worldwide from day 1. Give it 3 episodes.
ちょっと黙っててくれるあれこいつ強いいわけじゃねえ子供になってるからかこうなったらみんな一緒にドカーンだいくらなんでも火遊びが過ぎるぜ次やったら弾取るからな
A 39-year-old legendary hitman gets stung by a mysterious wasp, wakes up in the body of a 13-year-old, and his boss's immediate response is, great, now you can go infiltrate a middle school for us. That's the setup for Kill Blue, and I genuinely can't believe more people aren't talking about it. The manga is from Tadatoshi Fujimaki, yes, the Kuroko no basketball guy, except now he's writing full-send absurdity instead of clutch 3-pointers. The manga ramped in Weekly Jump last September, so the anime has a complete story to pull from. It's the kind of specific comedy that I didn't know I needed this year, and I'm all in for it. If you've been missing stylish urban fantasy anime with a grounded modern Japan backdrop, then pull up a chair.
おぼろ月よ剣の鋭さ恋しさこらえ
Here's the premise, okay? 4 agents carry the authority of the seasons themselves, and when one of them goes missing, that season literally stops happening in the world. The agent of Spring, Hinagiku, was kidnapped as a child, and for nearly 10 years, Spring just didn't arrive. Cherry blossoms stopped blooming. That's the kind of cosmic scale grief that this show is operating on. What grabbed me is that it's written by Kan Akatsuki, the author behind Violet Evergarden, and you can feel that same DNA all over these small, intimate conversations carrying absolutely massive emotional emotional weight. It's a quiet show. Two women, Hinagiku and her guard Sakura, are figuring out how to walk back into a world that moved on without them. Which studio handling the animation means the seasonal imagery is gonna look gorgeous. And honestly, I'm here for any anime willing to be this patient. Pair this one with a cup of tea.
助けに来たぞ。もう大丈夫だと。けれど
冬の対向車の能力、生命凍結、あんなこともできるなんて。
まったく粋なことを。
The Anime Merch just dropped their latest collection, and I'm not joking when I say this stuff hits different. Let's start with the hoodies. Check out those clean designs, packed with authentic anime vibes and comfortable enough for everything from marathon streaming sessions to stepping outside. This hoodie's versatile enough for every arc of your life. My favorite part? It's subtle yet powerful. Real fan gear. The type that gets noticed by fellow weebs who'll throw you that silent nod of respect. But here's the thing, if you're a true fan, you know your room is more than just a room. It's a shrine. And a shrine isn't complete without some serious flexes. The Anime Merch gets that, okay? They're not selling you junk that belongs in a filler episode. They're here to give your setup the kind of glow up even Goku would respect. The amazing peeps at the Anime Merch have hooked us up with 10% off your entire order. Just use code VINNY at checkout. I've already placed my order, so now it's your turn. The link's in the description. Move fast before your size or favorite piece sells out. Stay cozy, stay cultured, and now back to the video. Marriage toxin is the kind of concept you hear once and immediately go, yeah, okay, I'm in. An elite hitman is told by his family that he needs to find a wife, otherwise his younger sister gets shoved into a political arranged marriage. So naturally he decides to solve the problem using the only skill set he's actually got: assassination grade reconnaissance, infiltration and information warfare. Except now it's all pointed at dating. This is the most unhinged rom-com premise I've read in years, and the manga genuinely rules. What the adaptation absolutely nails is tone. The whole thing lives or dies on comic timing. The jokes land because the hitman treats dating with the same clinical precision he'd use on a contract kill, and the emotional beats land because underneath all of it, he's a guy who genuinely doesn't understand other people.
こんにちは、はじめまして。
ゲロだ。年収万円。
いや全然ダメだよ。相手ドン引きしてんじゃん。茜の前ではかっこいいお父さんでいてよね。
Akane Banashi is the adaptation I've been waiting years for.
私は夫が大好きです。
こんな俺を茜は好きでいてくれた。父として、落語家として、俺が今まで培ってきた何もかもつぎ込んで、俺は今日真打ちになる。
Rakugo, on paper, doesn't sound like it should work on a shonen manga, traditional Japanese comic storytelling, a single performer on a stage, no action, and yet this is one of the most quietly brilliant stories Jump has published in the last decade. Akane is a teenage girl who takes up Rakugo to avenge her father, who was unjustly disqualified from becoming a master. The genius of it is that revenge here looks like perfecting a centuries-old art form, one tiny gesture at a time. I'm genuinely nervous about the anime though, because so much of what makes the manga work lives in its panel composition, the pauses, the beats, the way a single expression can do the work of an entire page. If the studio understands that Rakugo is performance above all else, this becomes the emotional heavyweight of the season. If not, it'll still be great, just less great.
むしろあの時から始まったんだ。私の物語が。
Hiromu Arakawa is back. That's the pitch. That's the entire pitch, okay?
今度の主は子供だぞ。
子供だろうが大人だろうが、主の言うことは聞くものだよ。右の
幽霊、妖怪、 化け物、ユーマ、異形、ユル。こいつらがお前のつがいだ。
つがい。
The woman who wrote Full Metal Alchemist and Silver Spoon has a new manga getting adapted, and Demons of the Shadow Realm is exactly the kind of mythology-drenched, sibling-bonded, forbidden village mystery that plays directly to her strengths. Yuru is a boy raised inside an isolated village alongside his twin sister Asa. Then outsiders arrive, and everything he thought he understood about his own life quietly unravels. I was excited for this one because Arakawa isn't just about her world building, it's the undercurrent of ordinary human decency that runs through all her work, even when the stakes spiral into the mythic. 24 episodes confirmed, which means this isn't a tease run. The opening is already stuck in my head, eating very, very well this season.
これで行ってみるか。
殿下。 There's a whole slice of isekai that I'd honestly written off years ago. You know the one. Transmigrated protagonist, fantasy kingdom, big I was an engineer in my past life energy. Released That Witch is one of the original Chinese web novels that basically invented that entire template. And the weird thing is, it still holds up. The MC wakes up as Prince Roland, who's sent to a forgotten border town and slowly transforms it using modern industrial knowledge, while sheltering witches who the rest of the world wants dead. You know what? It actually works. For me, it's the pacing. This is a slow, methodical show about building something real, not just grinding numbers. The witches give it genuine emotional stakes that most kingdom builder stories lack entirely. I know plenty of people will bounce off the concept on principle, and that's fair. But if you've got any lingering curiosity about this corner of anime, this is a genuinely good time to dip back in.
从阴沟里溜进来的老鼠，把你们的脏手从我的小鱼干上拿开。
I went in thinking Nippon Sangoku was another historical Three Kingdoms show, and what I got was something significantly weirder.
今のあんたに足りとらんのはたった一つ。
わしは首脳官の三角青輝と申します。妻、先の処刑の件につきまして、平内務卿にお尋ねしたいことがあるのですが、少々お時間をいただけないでしょうか。
This isn't samurai era Japan, this is near future Japan. After nuclear war, government collapse and disasters have regressed the country back into a Sengoku-style warring state. Three nations now carve up the ruined landmass, their armies fighting with whatever weapons survived the fall, crossbows and rifles and katanas all at once. Kevin Penkin is doing the music, which if you watch Made in Abyss already tells you how dread-soaked the score is. It's brutal, and not in the grimdark for shock value way. It's the kind of brutal where you watch a warlord make a cold, strategic decision that'll get thousands killed, and you sit there actually understanding why he made it. It's on Prime Video globally. If you like the art style and want something unhinged, this one's for you.
Shiken 終了まで残り4分。
その足もらいますわ。
Saving this one for last, because it's the adaptation I'm most emotionally invested in.
見て次。
Witch Hat Atelier is quite possibly the most beautifully drawn manga currently running, and the art isn't just pretty, it's functional. Every spell, every gesture, every shadow tells you something about how the magic system actually works. Coco, a young girl who stumbles into forbidden magic and ends up apprenticed to the mysterious witch, is one of the best protagonists in modern fantasy. What I wanted from this anime is honestly very simple. Treat the source material with the reverence it deserves. Don't rush it. Don't cheapen the line work. Let the silences breathe. Bug Films is the studio handling it, and from everything they've shown so far, they seem to understand exactly what they have on their hands. This has the potential to be the best show of 2026, full stop.
お母さん待っててねお母さん自分のしたことの責任ちゃんと取るから
And that's my 10. Spring 2026 is absolutely stacked with returning heavyweights, but please don't sleep on the new kids on the block. If there's a non-sequel you're hyped about that I missed, just drop it in the comments. I'm always down to add more to the watch list. Catch you in the next one.